welcome back to my channel. My name is Audra and I am a drama teacher in Central California. Disregard my last video where I said I was a teacher in Northern California. Trust me, I know my North and Central. I don't know why I said that. But anyways, I'm so excited to be doing this video. It's actually a teacher tag that was made by Too Cool for Middle School. I'll go ahead and link her down below and you can see a picture here. So she is an awesome teacher, an awesome educator in Southern California. And I'm so happy to be doing this tag. I'm so glad she opened it up to other teachers who are on YouTube, whether we're have a lot of subscribers or have a little bit, we can all benefit from each other's knowledge. So I'm happy to contribute. And if you have any questions about my journey and my experience, go ahead and comment down below. So let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just read the questions off my phone. The first one, did you always know you wanted to be a teacher? I actually never wanted to be a teacher. I actually just wanted to go into acting. I got my bachelor's degree in theater arts, and so I wanted to go down that avenue. But then one day I was doing preschool. I was teaching for preschool just to get through college. And then I started subbing, and that's when I realized, hey, I think I can actually do this for a career. So, number two, what was your major in college? As I stated before, my major in college was being a drama teacher. Not drama teacher, I'm sorry. I was doing dramatic arts, theater arts, and I was only getting my bachelor's in that. I didn't minor in anything, but I did go on later on to get a bachelor's in early childhood education. Number three, what kinds of requirements does your state have for teachers? So um, I'm in California, yay! So of course in California we have so many requirements. We have to take the CSET, the CBEST, and also the RICA. So unless you're doing single subject, but if you're doing multiple subject like me, because I did teach multiple subject for 5 years, I was on an internship credential and I got a PIP and I got a STEP and I got all these different things to stay in the classroom until I ran out of options. So yeah, but you have to take all those tests and you also have to, I think you do induction, but I believe if you sub or if you've subbed for a while, then I think they shave off a year of that induction. Don't quote me on that. Number four, or actually part of number three was, did you have to do observation hours student teaching? So the program that I was doing is Cal State Teach, and I didn't have to do observation. I mean, I did observations, especially when I was trying to get into the program, but as far as student teaching, I kind of skipped over that with Cal State Teach because what they do is if you pass the CBEST and the CSET, you are able to do internship. It's an internship, which is why I got the internship credential, and you're able to be in the classroom. So for me, I was in the classroom by myself. I had a mentor teacher, but they were not inside the classroom. So I was riding solo for 5 years, and it was awesome. It was awesome, though. It was a great experience. So. Number four, how did you decide which age group, elementary or secondary, or subject you wanted to teach? So I originally wanted to do fourth grade, but the sixth grade position was the only one that was open. And I was really terrified because I'm like, oh no, upper grade levels, ah. But the school that I was at, it was a small school and it was a small class size. I remember I had 1 year a class size of 10. So it was really good. And I ended up liking sixth grade, but I eventually want to go back to elementary and try to teach fourth grade at one point. So, or maybe third or maybe second. We'll see. But maybe not kindergarten. All right, number five. Did you do any substitute teaching? Yes, I did, actually. Like I talked before, I mentioned that I was substitute teaching, and that's how I got into teaching. But I taught for I substitute taught for. Gosh, that doesn't sound right. Substitute taught. Anyways, I did it for 7 years, so I got really good at trying different systems for classroom management and just learning how to engage the kids better. So if you are going into teaching, I highly recommend that you substitute teach. Like, I highly recommend it because there you'll find out, number one, if you really like it. Number two, what kind of different classroom management skills that you have or that you may need to enhance. So it's really good training. Number six, what was the process like to apply for the first teaching job you were hired for? So I found it on EdJoin. It was a school that I never heard of. And so I was like, is this a real school? But I went ahead, I applied on EdJoin, and I got called for an interview. And that same day that I went for the interview, they hired me. You know, they called me and said that they wanted to hire me. So I originally had went for fourth grade, and then they asked me, hey, do you think you would want to do a long-term substitute job? And I was blunt. I said no. That was just looking for a teaching position. And I was worried after I said that. I was like, oh my goodness, maybe they're going to think that I'm not willing to do anything. So maybe they're not going to want to hire me. But they ended up hiring me for the sixth grade position. They said, hey, it's sixth grade. And I was like, okay, yes, I'll take it. And then when I hung up, I'm like, I'm going to do this for a year. And if I don't like it, I'm leaving. But I ended up loving it. So sixth grade's fun. All right. So the next one, number seven. Were there any common interview questions you remember? So one interview question that I remember in particular was about PLC. They asked me, how would I contribute to a PLC meeting, and basically at the time, I'm going to be real with you guys. What I thought was PLC was me having kids in the, for intervention, for math intervention, while the rest were in PE, because at one school that's what happened with the PLC time. And so I was like, yeah, I would try my best to make sure that I have the right kids in the intervention. And I was like, when I left, I looked at PLC. That's not what they were asking. So it was kind of embarrassing. I thought, man, I messed up. But that was one question. They talked about how would you contribute to PLC? And there was another question that had to do with how would you communicate with parents? How would you have that daily communication with them? So make sure that you are always mentioning how you would have a daily communication with parents, or even just, keeping in touch with them, because that's very important. In teaching, it's so important that you have a good relationship with the parents. I mean, you want them to be on your team. You want them to be, you guys want to be on the same page for the best, interest of the child. So that was one I remember. So, number eight, what was the first teaching position you were hired for? So, it was sixth grade, it was multiple subject, and it was for a small school. And I think my first class size was 12. And then my second year, it was 10. And my third year, the class size was 12 again. And then fourth year, my class size was, I think, 14. And then the final year that I was there, the last year I was there, the class size was 16. So it went from small and it grew. But my first teaching position was sixth grade. I ended up loving it, and it was good training ground for me. I got some really good ideas from other teachers, and I also was able to to establish that relationship with students, because that is so important. If there's anything that I want to leave with you guys today, it's so vital to build that rapport with your students, to build that relationship. You know, kids don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. And that's a saying that we have all heard, but it's so true. So, even with your most challenging student, build that relationship. And some really good ways that you can do that is, stand by the door when they enter and say, hey, what's up? Give them a high five. How was your day? How was lunch? Did you have a good lunch? What did you eat? Just ask them questions like that. It just means the world to kids, because you're saying, hi, I see you. You are there, and you are important to me. I have this little saying on my door, and I think I found it on the internet. And it basically says, dear students, you are important to me. You are the reason why I am here. So it's just so important to build that relationship. So if anything else, if you're a new teacher, build that relationship. Talk to the kids, before you guys are winding down to do the lesson. Talk to them, say, hi, how was your day? How was your weekend? Get to know them. Just have those little conversations with them, even if they are in fourth grade. You can say, oh, hey, I noticed you like purple. I like purple too. You just got to be able to build that rapport with the kids. But that would be my number one tip if I only had one to leave with you. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. And don't forget to head on over to Too Cool for Middle School so you can check out her videos. She's got a lot of great tips and she has some great stuff about restorative justice. So watch those. Those are amazing. And if you're a drama teacher like me, she's got some cool stuff about drama too. I think she has like a vlog for The Lion King. But anyways, you guys have a great rest of the week and you guys have a happy teaching experience. If you're a new teacher, you got this, okay? You got this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do a cartwheel. All right, see you later. Bye.